Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi. Hello, my sunshines, my sunbeams. Welcome to another episode of Tea with the Queen. I missed y'all so much last week, but let me tell you what happened. So I think I told y'all that my older son's birthday was coming up. His birthday was on last Monday on the 10th, and he turned 13. So yeah, he's officially a teenager now. I officially have two teenagers. That is wild. But that's wild. Okay, but we ended up going to the beach. We ended up going on Sunday, super late. It was just, there was no time. Like, I brought my computer, I brought my cards, I brought my singing bowls, and no matter how I tried to play it, it wasn't playing for me. So I do want y'all to know that I did try last week. But yeah, it just wasn't working out. But side note, just to get out like the words are, what's the proper way to say it? Just to get out my thoughts and a couple words for y'all. I was on Snapchat. So my Snapchat is Bad Bella Bad. Everything else is Fly Double Y Queen B. That is the Cash App, the Twitter, and the Instagram. So if you're following me on those places, if there is ever by chance another day where I just do not get to, another Sunday where I just don't get to record, please know that you can always catch some mini words of advice, just some sweet gems on all of those platforms. Thank you to everybody who has donated to my Cash App. Thanks to everybody who has continued to give me feedback. I love y'all so much. Thank you to everybody who just keeps coming back just to click the like button and just to share. I appreciate all of you guys' support, your donations, the love, because I love y'all too. And I'm sending all of that energy right back to you. So thank you. Okay. Yeah. Last week and the week before was a lot. It was a lot, but it was good for time management. Like, I'm learning how to better manage my time for myself, not for others, for myself, because I'm good at, I can fit other people in to do the stuff that they need to do, and then I'll forget about myself a lot of times. And yeah, we're not doing that. This is self-care 2020. So it's definitely about making sure that you handle your own stuff too. So let me get my tea. Let me get my tea, which is looking really pretty right now. And for those of y'all that did not check in, please do let me know how your week was, your 2 weeks really, because we didn't miss one. Let me know how y'all are doing. And let's play our bowls. Get into it real quick. I'm kind of surprised she. I don't know if y'all see this dramatic little bitch over here in the corner, but she not dead. Patricia is not dead. Patricia the Beast Plant is Peace Lily is not dead. She just over there acting extra for y'all. I guess she was like, oh, y'all didn't see me on camera last week. Oh my God, because she got her water. Y'all gonna see her next week, and she's gonna be popped the fuck up with all kinds of little lilies and everything else, being extra. As I don't even know what's going on with her right now, but she's not dead. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her dramatic ass fool you, because she's not. She playing, y'all. I take very good care of my earth babies. All right, I don't have a lot of time today because I do have a whole lot that I have to do this Sunday. I don't even know why I do this to myself again. Time management, y'all. Time management. But all right, I wanted to talk to y'all about ancestors' altars because I got a lot of questions about that. So, ancestors' altars. Why you set them up? Who you're setting them up for? How to set them up. Okay. Why you set them up? Because it is your sacred place to commune, to liberate, to libate your people, your family, your kinfolk, those who came before you, those who fought that hard road to keep going, to help bring you into fruition and to help get you to where you're at now so that you are calling upon them. Because a lot of times I know we look at our lives and we look at each journey that we went on and or where we're at now, and you have people looking out for you. You have family. You have people who love the fuck out of you and will literally go to war for you and about you. Not just for you, but about you. People love playing in certain people's faces. You can't play in everybody's face. Everybody's ancestors are not set up the same. Some people, I know mine don't play about me. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it like that. I know mine do not play about me. I can speak personally, but I know mine do not play about me because I sure don't play about them. Okay. So yeah, that's why you want to set it up, to give thanks, to have a place to commune. Now, I also understand that not everybody is set up to be able to put an ancestors altar in their home, in their room, in a room, uh, or even in a place that they are staying, because sometimes we're staying with other people. If you are staying with other people, know that the simplest thing that you can do is get one of them dollar store white 7-day candles in the glass. You want to wipe it down with Florida water. You want to smudge it out with whatever your smudging tools are. So if you're one of those people who like to use white sage, I'm not a white sage user. I will use it if somebody gifts it to me, but outside of that, Black people, this is a Black ass podcast. Remember, Black people, half of our 90% of our ancestors did not use that shit. That's something that is native to California, to Northern California, and to those people's ancestors. So unless you had Native American blood that was coming straight up out of California, that shit ain't for you. Like, I mean, yes, it does the job. I'm not saying that. And then that's another thing. Cleansing tools. White sage removes everything, good, bad, ugly, all of it. So you're going to need to come back through with something to bring the good spirits back in, the good energy back in, which is another reason why I don't necessarily like using it. But also because I'm growing my own herbs, so I can make my own smudge sticks now. So yeah, I do make my own smudge sticks now. The last one I used was thyme, lavender, and rosemary. And yeah, so you want to smudge. First of all, okay, go back to the candle. Simple things. If you don't have a home, that white candle, one glass of water. I went to the thrift store and got one of them beautiful ass crystal glasses um, for my ancestors altar when I first started giving them libation. Like seriously, like if I eat, y'all eat. um, that was in 2018 that I really like I didn't have my own place to stay at that time. So I was in a friend's house. I did let her know what I was doing. She was okay with it. If you do have people that don't know what you're doing or that you know that it wouldn't be okay with it, then keep that shit to yourself, fam. Don't listen. Just be like, hey, I want to light a candle in my room. Just don't touch that glass of water next to it. It's old wives' tale. Just come up with something random and leave it at that. Um, because I've definitely had people who come into who I've been around who like have they just have snide remarks and stuff like that. And the funny part is ancestors removed them right on out of my life. But either way, that's neither here nor there. The point is simple ways to libate your ancestors. That's one. White candle. There should always be a white candle and a glass of water on your altar. If that you don't do nothing else, do that. When it comes to leaving offerings and you don't have a place to stay, pick a beautiful tree that you just see all the time and somehow just managed to call out to your name. Leave them offerings there. If you know that your people used to like to smoke cigars, Black and Milds, Newports, they used to like chewing tobacco. Um, Go and get them some liquor, pour it out at the tree. If you fix yourself a good ass meal, take that meal to them, leave it at that tree for them. There are days when I'm out and I know I've like I had a bomb ass meal. There are times where I'm at my people's house and I had a bomb ass meal that they cooked, and I will ask them like, "Yo, you mind if I take a paper plate out to the tree and leave my people something there?" They know me, so they're like, "Yep, yeah, girl, take your plate, take your plate," and I will go around the corner. I will say a small prayer to my ancestors, and I will leave them a plate at a tree, even though they have their own altar. So know that those are ways that you can do that. Now, um, when it comes to the actual altar itself, you kind of want to think again. You have your water and you have your white candle. So that actually represents two of the elements right there. You have fire and you have water. I have a I now have pictures of them, but when I first got that altar, that even that small temporary altar, I didn't have any pictures of them. I actually started talking to them about the fact that I didn't have pictures to them, and they sent me pictures of them. my I had people reach out to me and my family, and or people just randomly post. Like I remember there was this lady. I have no idea how she even found me on Facebook, but she did, and she added me to a group about my great grandparents. And I got pictures of them, my great uh, grandmother, and her brothers and sisters. I got pictures of my Nana, who is still living. That's another thing. Do not put pictures of living people on your ancestors' altar. Do not put pictures of do not put pictures of living people on your altar. It is a portal. This is again, this is where you libate your ancestors. So this is where you're coming to them. They are coming to you. They can do that obviously anywhere, yes, but this is a specific place and area that is designated for that. Therefore, it is a portal. Therefore, it is you do not want to put people who are living, put pictures of people who are living on that altar. That is not what it's for, period. Period, point blank. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not put nobody living on that altar. You heard what I said. All right. Now, um, I just want to acknowledge the fact that I felt really off this last week anyway. Because not only did I not get to talk to y'all, but I also, even though I brought my cards, I normally, before I started doing this, I still did readings for myself on Sunday, and I didn't even do a reading for myself. So I'm not saying like it was just a negative week or a bad week, because it wasn't by any means. But it just, something about having the information you need to start the week and the way you should progress just makes a difference for me. I don't know if that made a difference for y'all not having a reading, but it definitely made a difference for me. That was like the first time in like 3 months that I did not do a week reading for myself. It was just super weird. Anyway, okay, so back to altars. So don't put nobody living on your ancestors' altar. All right, so we got pictures. If you can't get pictures of them, that is perfectly okay. Talk to them. 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 If you are a person who is like me, who's not close with their family, and there isn't like somebody you can reach out to who won't be toxic to or that you just don't know their information, but um yeah, if there isn't somebody that you can reach out to get pictures, start off with a notebook. You can have a notebook if you're, especially if you're a writer, you love to write, have a notebook that is specific for your ancestors' altar that you leave there, that you just go and write. You don't have anything in particular that you are thinking about writing, you just go and you write. That's another way that they can talk to you. And again, that's another form of divination that they can use. I also have quarters that I have 3 quarters that I use for when I'm asking them specific questions. Um, and remember, I said specific questions, yes or no questions, not like you want this elaborate ass answer to who you should date, or if you should go back and date your ex from 2019. No, don't do that. This is not, it's not, no. Simple, specific questions. They like that. They like it when you speak to them plainly and act, because you got to think about it. These are your people who have spanned across time, time. Their time was before you. So the words that we use they may not necessarily understand what was money for us, or what's money for us now wasn't necessarily currency for everybody back then. People used to use honey for currency. So if you're asking for money, you got to think about specific. You just have to be specific. Be specific. Be plain. Don't be asking. And please, for the love of God, if they answered your question and you know that they answered your question, I don't give a damn whether you don't like that answer or not. Don't keep asking them the same question, because they will get gully on that ass. They will get gully on that ass, and they will give you, baby. They will play with you because you playing with them. Don't play in your ancestors' faces. Okay? Okay. Do y'all hear me? Don't do it. Because you're not gonna get the answers you want. You're gonna get confused, and then you're gonna get irritated because you irritating them. So don't do that. These are grown people. These are grown folks. You want somebody to treat you like you grown? Act grown with them. You heard the answer the first time. Don't make them repeat themselves. I don't like doing it. I know they don't like doing it. All right. So again, setup. Um, try and think of elements. Really, when it was, I like my bangs, but because I wear glasses, they be getting caught in them. They get caught in there, and then they start bumping against my eyelashes, and it just feels weird. So anyway, okay, elements. On my ancestors' altar currently, I have their pictures. I have their white candle going. I have a beautiful glass, because we extra over here, and that has water in it. I have a cigar on there for them. My son, before he left and went back to Kansas City, actually, this was the first time that they ever did this, and I just thought it was so beautiful. But I don't remember if it was the day before, if it was just earlier that day. But I've been trying to figure out like what they want, because I've been pretty good about putting stuff on their altar. And I don't like eating the same stuff. So I feel like they don't like eating the same stuff. So I was just like, what y'all want? Like, y'all want nothing specific? Somebody needs to tell me something specific to put on this altar because I don't know what y'all want. Like, y'all want some crab legs? Y'all want a steak? I gave them a steak like a couple weeks ago. So it's just, it wasn't even a couple weeks. It was like 2 weeks ago. So, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like they wanted another steak. I just didn't know what to put on there. So then I'm sitting in here. That's another thing when you do have your ancestors altar set up, try and spend time in the room, even if you're not necessarily talking to them. It's the same principles as with anybody else. Sometimes just being in the room with a person, even if you aren't saying anything, is enough because you're still transferring energy. So anyway, I was in here watching movies, and my son came in here and was like, "Hey, is it okay if we put stuff on our ancestors' altar?" And I was like, "Yeah, like why would? Of course you can. What you got?" He was like, "I kind of got a donut. I think they want a donut. Is it okay if we put it on the altar?" I was like, "Yeah, put it on a plate." He was like, "I gotta put it on a plate." Boy, put it on a plate. Trying to get him a napkin. What's wrong with you? Anyway, so he came in here, he put it on the altar himself, and I just kind of stared at them first, or at the altar for a second, like, yo, they didn't talk to me. They talked to my sons. They told them what they wanted. That was just so huge for me. That's so huge for them. I don't even think that my son realized what just happened, but the fact that he's able to hear them and communicate with them, and he's a sensitive baby anyway. So just, I'm so, I was so taken back by it and just so happy too. But yeah, so you want to think of foods that they want on their altar, elements, fire, water. I have a what's it called? A bamboo plant, earth. I also have crystals on there. So um, I'm not about to name all them crystals because there's a bunch of crystals on this altar. I'm not about to. I do the bee. I have been beekeeping, so they do have an offering of honey and honeycomb on there. Um, Oils that I make, oils that I have received. If they're like super special oils, I have them up there so that they can put that extra little juju on it, that extra little touch, a little get a little spicy. You know what I'm saying? A little juicy. I also have a what is this thing called? Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name. A machete. I have a machete on my ancestors' altar for protection because what weapon are they supposed to use if they are supposed to protect you? So yeah, I have a whole beautiful oakwood machete on there. But you can literally get a machete, like a machete from Walmart for like $4 or $5 and put that hole on there. But put something on there, a knife, a gun, baby. Like I said, it's a portal. That's always on there. I've rubbed it with protection oil a couple of times. Like, make sure you clean your altar, dust their pictures. Make sure you're not leaving food on there until it's molding or until it's mulching. All of that, like, don't do that. But you can leave, if you put food there, you can leave it there for a day or two. I don't know how I know, but I know. And it's funny too, because sometimes you like, I'll leave food there. Also, if you're in a place that has roaches, put it in a Tupperware container. There's no excuse. They will still accept the offering. Flowers. I like getting them flowers. I try not to put like hardcore living things on there, like succulents and stuff like that. That's just not my thing. That's not our thing, I guess. But they like that bamboo plant. I noticed that because I have that bamboo plant and I have another one in my room. And this one runs out of water way faster than that one it does. So I don't know what it's about, but it's it's definitely grown quite a bit since it's been there, and it definitely like, yeah. But yeah, that's what's on their altar. I also have like a little fur white covering. You do want to try and cover it with white. If you can't like cover the whole thing with white, you can get some white doilies from the dollar store. You can get some white fabric for like $2 at Walmart in the fabric department, and just lay it over your altar. But that is how you set up an ancestor's altar. And you do want to try and make sure that you go there at the very least once a week, but try and go there every day. Try and if you're dating somebody, you want them to check in with your ass every day. You at least want a good morning, how are you doing? I'm thinking of you. You want something. Make sure you talk to them. Even if you can't go to the altar, make sure you talk to them and acknowledge their presence in your life daily. Thank you, my ancestors. I appreciate everything y'all have done for me. I appreciate everything you are doing for me. I appreciate everything you will do for me. I appreciate you all, your place in my life, and I just love you. And I love you for loving me. And I thank you. When you are having issues in life, and I'm talking about like issues where you know somebody needs to get handled. You can, if you know that you had a specific ancestor that like looked out for you, or a specific person in your life that looked out for you that has moved on, you can definitely call upon that specific person. I don't have specific people, but I definitely like when it's time to hit a nigga up, I will say, I will definitely call upon my malevolent ancestors and be like, yo, what's good? Can you handle them or not? You got me. And I ain't seen a time yet where they had a real nigga. So call upon your people. Make time for your people. Like, love on your people, have an area for them. And like I said, if you don't have your own place, there really is still no excuse, because you can still light it. If you don't want to light a big candle, you can light a votive candle. If you don't want to light those, because those are still too big, you can light one of these tea candles and have a small cup of water out there. And as soon as the candle is burned out, thank you, my ancestors. I appreciate you. You know the situation, you know why I can't. And take it and try and pour the water. Try and pour the water over my plants, over again one of those trees. um, I try and give it back. I try not to throw anything out. Now that I was when I wasn't when I didn't have a place, I would put the food obviously near the candles and water, but you can't leave food out like that when you're living with somebody. It's kind of, they don't get it. So, um, even though she was understanding, that wasn't something I was just willing to try in her house. So, just out of respect. So I would take the food, and when it was time to eat, like I would leave it there for like an hour or two. When it was time, or when I would go out or something like that, I would take whatever I had and then take it to, again, a tree and leave it there. So I think I've explained everything regarding ancestors' altars pretty thoroughly. If I didn't, then I apologize. Y'all know how to hit me up again. Fly double Y Queen B for Twitter, for Instagram, for Cash App, and yeah, Bad Bella Bad for Snapchat. Um, let's get into this reading real quick. Let's get into our reading. So, I am looking forward to this part, which is funny because when I first started, I was like, I don't, I'm not ready. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do. And now I'm to a point where I know that I can read myself, read other people, and I don't I don't even hesitate. Like a friend of mine was she knows how to read too, like tarot cards, and she that's something that she grew up around. And I guess her deck is like she just doesn't get a good reading off her deck, which is so funny because I don't know why she hasn't gifted it to somebody else at this point. Probably because she hasn't thought about it. Because if you know, if you ever get a card deck, if you guys ever decide to invest in tarot and you guys get a deck and it's just not for you, let that deck go. I had this is my second deck. The first deck that I had, it wasn't, it wasn't for me. It didn't fit my hands. It was uncomfortable to shuffle them. The energy on them, it wasn't bad at all. It just didn't fit me. That's the best way for me to put it. Like there's you know when something isn't right for you. If it's not, then don't keep using it because it's not going to give you um, the desired outcomes. It's not for you. Find what is. Don't hold on. Like, don't hold on to things, anything, even cards. I don't care if you bought them or not. Don't hold on to anything that is not meant for you. Period. All right. Let me just put this on the floor. I need a table, y'all. I need a table. All right. Yeah, definitely need a table. Oh my gosh, it's stuck to my glasses. Yeah, these rhinestones are something else. Anyway. All right. The Empress reversed. The Ace of Cups reversed. The Four of Wands. The World reversed. The Eight of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. And the Devil upright. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Hope y'all ready for this week because we are definitely getting tried and tested. But with all tests, there are endings. And I feel like those are always good things. All right. So we got the Empress reversed. Okay, now the Empress reversed is normal, or the Empress is normally a good card, but being reversed, this is showing that we're going to have issues in fertility and creativity and bringing in the normal things that actually a woman normally brings in. But also, I don't know if you know, she has the symbol, female symbol, the symbol of Venus, which is funny because Venus just went into retrograde. So I do believe that this has something to do with it. We also got the Ace of Cups reversed, which you see a giving hand with a cup overflowing again with love. Again, this goes back to having issues with creativity, issues with fertility, issues with relationships. So I'm kind of thinking that this has to do with more focusing because we got the Four of Wands after that. I believe that this has to do with saying focus more on friendships, less on relationships. Matter of fact, do not, if you guys have been if you've been, contemplating getting back into the dating scene, this ain't that week for that. Wait until next week. Wait until next week and we'll see what comes up with next week's cards. But this week, baby, don't focus on anything that has to do with romantic relationships or investing in them like that because there are going to be a lot of miscommunications. There are going to be a lot of, the next card was the World, also upside down. And again, it's going back to the same thing. All of these are pretty much reiterating having issues with creating with relationships. But the two we got two cards specifically that focus on friendships and on our children, if you do have them, on bringing in a childlike aspect into your life. Also, be careful with work related issues. Again, relationships, there are different forms. Like I said, you are going to have creative blockages. The Eight of Pentacles was after the world reversed. And again, creative blockages, just be careful with moving forward in projects. Be careful with how you speak to people. Be careful with how you receive information. Know that, not to play devil's advocate, because that's the last card. Focus on your inner child. Focus on doing inner child work. If you do not have children, think about who you were as a child and trying to bring back that fearless quality that you had about yourself, and maybe even focusing on not information but energy that you had then. And what is the word? Oh my goodness, I cannot think of it. Interests that you had then, because a lot of times who we were as a child is who we were, and then our parents, our grandparents, our friends, society put all of these ideas of who we are supposed to be into our head, which completely negated who you originally were and rerouted that person. And now you have to get back in touch with them. So I think that these two cards are telling us to pay attention to the friendships that we keep. They're going to bring us a little bit of joy this week, and to pay attention to our inner child. And when it comes to this Devil card, this and the Eight of Pentacles is showing us that endings need to happen. If you have an ex, again, Venus just went into retrograde. If you have an ex that just won't leave you alone, that doesn't mean go back down that road. That's not what that means. If you have that ex that came back into your life or is trying to come back into your life, that's not what that means. Because again, we're having issues in these departments. I just said romantic relationships. That doesn't mean that you won't have issues in your friendships either. I'm just saying to pay attention to them, because they should bring you a little bit of joy. But if they're not, they might be one of the relationships that this week, if they're not, they might be one of the relationships that you need to go on and let go. Be careful with the way that you, like I said, communicate with people. Be careful with what you say about yourself and what you put onto yourself, because we have the power to manifest and create the world around us. So be careful with how you choose to create, because we are going to have issues with that this week. So I hope I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. The reading it is a lot this week, but that's why we read ourselves, to make sure that we know what we're doing coming into the week, right? So I'm not saying don't live your life. I'm saying just be careful with how you're bringing things into fruition, and be careful with the things that you say. I really think that has a lot more to do with what you say and how the things you're professing over your life. A lot of people love to, I'm not saying I'm broke, I'm using this as an example. People love to say, oh, I can't do that, I'm broke. Well, that's why you're broke, because you keep saying you're broke. Say your money has been allocated for other things. Say that you can't do it right now because you have other engagements, entanglements, that y'all need to handle. But do not ever call yourself broke, because you're not broken. and you're not broke. If you keep saying it and speaking it over your life, you're going to keep manifesting it for yourself. Whatever you put out there is going to come right back. So be careful with what and how you choose to create. I don't think I could say it any other way. I missed y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming back for another week of the podcast. Please do like and share, especially on Facebook because I'm not on there anymore. So please do like and share on Facebook. And I love y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'll see y'all next week.